Hello everybody, and welcome to another Throne of Eldraine draft. Before I dive in, I do want to remind you that if you enjoy the video, be sure to let me know by hitting that thumbs up button, subscribing to the channel to join our community here on YouTube, clicking that bell so you don't miss any future videos, and leaving a comment in the comment section down below if you do have any questions at all about my picks or plays. If you would like to support the channel directly, you can do so via the Patreon, patreon.com/NicolaiBolas, and get access to some pretty cool perks and rewards in the process. And also, if you do so by buying cards via the TCG Player affiliate link that is in the description and in the pinned comment. I get some of the proceeds from any purchases you make with that link, and I do appreciate everyone that uses that. But without further ado, we are going to dive right in. I'm kind of feeling like hoping I can play like a grindier deck because I've been playing a lot of aggressive decks recently, and it's good to switch it up, show the different things you can do in Throne of Eldraine. Okie doke. So in this pack, the immediate cards that stand out to me are Scorching Dragonfire as the best common in the pack, followed by, in the commons, Outmuscle and Scalding Cauldron are the next best two commons. And then the uncommons are pretty good as well. Fireborn Knight can do very well in mono-white, mono-red, or red-white. And Steel-Claw Lance does well in black-red. I don't think Elite Headhunter is very good, and our rare is unplayable. This quickly comes down to, for me, to Scorching Dragonfire versus Fireborn Knight. I think Steel-Claw Lance is a little bit too narrow to be justified taking this early in the pack. The problem with Steel-Claw Lance is it only fits into exactly one deck. You can't splash it. You really need to have it only in black-red. So you can't. The fact that it's so narrow means you don't really want to take it early. Scorching Dragonfire goes into 5 different color combinations, which just makes it a lot better. Fireborn Knight goes into 3 of the decks in the format: mono white, mono red, and red white. So it's more restrictive than Scorching Dragonfire, but less restrictive than it would seem. That being said, Scorching Dragonfire is fantastic. It leaves me very flexible, so I'm going to start with it here. Whoa! We get what is arguably the best uncommon, and is the best uncommon in my opinion. Coming up, second pick here, Sir Conrad the Grim is just fantastic. He is kind of a win condition on his own. He completely hoses the mill decks a lot of the time, and he is a formidable threat that is very easy to recur thanks to the presence of Forever Young and Barrow Witches. So Sir Conrad is going to be the pick out of most packs he's in. He's better than a lot of the rares, so the rare's missing, but we can't really get a clear indicator of what it is because there are still several rares that are better than him. Other cards worth considering here: Mad Ratter would be an interesting follow-up to Scorching Dragonfire, especially because there's a Thrill of Possibility that will likely wheel. So we could get the Mad Ratter and then wheel this Thrill and have like a start to a red card draw deck. The thing with Mad Ratter is it's like secretly a blue-red gold card because you don't really want it if your deck does not have access to cards like a potential Improbable Alliance, a Tome Raider, other draw 2 payoffs like Fairy Vandal. It really is only going to find a great home in blue-red. Because if you only have like Mad Ratter as a payoff, you can't justify running card draw cards because it's harder to. It only works if you find Mad Ratter. So yeah, we're going to take Sir Conrad the Grim out of this pack. Next, I think I would probably take the Mysterious Pathlighter. It does work well in a white-red adventures theme, but I'm looking forward to trying to go a little bit grindier with Sir Conrad, maybe foreboding for wheels, and we can get some good stuff going. Ooh, interesting pack here. Lots of options. So there's an Animating Fairy. If we wanted to go for kind of a artifact kind of combo deck, there's a Golden Egg, which kind of works well with that type of thing, but I don't think we would take the Golden. I think Golden Egg is probably worse than Lucky Clover. Embrace Shieldbreaker goes with the Scorching Dragonfire we have and could lead us to a black-red Knights deck. There are a couple of good white cards, but I think that Ardenvale Tactician, since it doesn't go with our other cards, would be a worse pickup than something like a Embrace Shieldbreaker because that does go with our Scorching Dragonfire. I think the main choices in this pack are Embrace Shieldbreaker. I think that's comparable to Animating Fairy, but the Animating Fairy does not share a color with Scorching Dragonfire, so I think Embrace Shieldbreaker definitely gets a consideration. And then Lucky Clover is a consideration as well, even though we don't have any adventures currently. And then Golden Egg is an option. I think we're just going to take the Embrace Shieldbreaker, hedge back towards a red a little bit. It's a very strong red card. Goes with our Scorching Dragonfire. Getting 1/3 is maybe a bit of a signal, though. And then I think after that I would probably take maybe Lucky Clover over Golden Egg, and then Animating Fairy. Animating Fairy just doesn't really have much in common with what we're currently going for. Okie doke. And now this pick is a pretty clear Reeve Soul. Very strong black card. We definitely want to be playing black thanks to our Sir Conrad. And Reeve Soul is one of the best black commons. I have it at number 2 after Bacon to a Pie. Golden Egg still in the pack, but we're definitely just taking a black card to try and solidify ourselves into a red deck that can play this Sir Conrad. But I think a Golden Egg is the next pick out of the pack, even though there is a Malevolent Noble. The Golden Egg just keeps us very flexible. Well, this is looking quite good for us. We get a red cap melee here, very strong, uncommon. Don't really know, I guess a rare, an uncommon, and then 2 commons were picked over it, but this card is better than every common, so I don't know exactly what's going on, but maybe it's just undervalued a little bit. This card's definitely very good, goes well with the cards I have. It's just a fantastic removal spell. And after that, there's a steep drop-off, and I think I'd probably end up on Ogre Errant or maybe even Lost Legion if I was trying to be heavier black. Okay, so we have 3 good red cards, 2 good black cards. We could just follow it up with an Ogre Errant. We do have another knight, actually 2 other knights already, so Ogre Errant is a fair pick-up. We could also go for something like a Witch's Oven, which is mostly only like great in a black-red food, in a black-green food deck, which we still have outs to be playing, but I don't think is super likely. That being said, I don't think we're going to be missing an Ogre Errant, but we could miss a Witch's Oven if we potentially pick up like a Cauldron Familiar. Then we'd really want a Witch's Oven, and maybe like a if we could get the loop of Sorcerer's Broom, Witch's Oven, Cauldron Familiar. That's like really powerful. So I think that this is the pick here over the Ogre Errant. But I think because I just don't think we're going to miss an Ogre Errant, and we'll get those if we end up in a black-red Knights deck. Thank you so much, Ikby Kayak, for the follow. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the community. In this pack, there's several good white cards. I think Flutterfox is pretty solid, but we don't really have a reason to jump into white. We definitely want to be playing black for our Sir Conrad. We want to be playing red for these strong red cards. And Weaselback Redcap is a pretty solid red option. It also fits into the fact that we're probably going to be primarily red due to our early Empress Shieldbreaker or just cheap red cards like Scorching Dragonfire. So we could have like a 10-7 mana base, still support our Sir Conrad and our Reef Soul, and Weaselback Redcap fits right in. Feeling a little bit bad that we don't have that Steel Claw Lance, but you can't always get exactly what you need. Now we'll just take a Silverflame Squire, best card in the pack, and can combine nicely with our red cards as well. And now Raging Redcap works well if we can get any Rimrock Knights. I guess now we just take So Tiny. We're never gonna play Crystal Slipper. I guess we're never gonna play So Tiny in a red aggro deck either, though. You can't always get what you want. This is a very late Golden Egg. Definitely going to be picking that up. Not sure if I'll end up playing it in this build, but you never know. Skullknocker Ogre, the card that wrecked me last time. Okie doke. And, well, this pack has pretty much the exact card we would want in a Rimrock Knight, but there's also a Searing Barrage, which could be a good option as well. Let's see which one we would prefer. So we have Raging Redcap that goes with the Rimrock Knight. We have kind of a need for aggressive 2-drops. We already have a Reef Soul and a Scorching Dragonfire. I think this is really close. And there's definitely pros to taking both of these options. We're definitely red at this point. We aren't... And Searing Barrage is definitely very good. There is a low chance that Rimrock Knight wheels. And if it doesn't wheel, we could maybe get this Barge in to come back. I think Searing Barrage is just the responsible pick, and we're going to just end up taking that. It's just a little bit more powerful, more useful for us. And now Slaying Fire, the hero of yesterday's deck. We'll just snap this one up. We're a heavy red deck. It fits in perfectly. And next out of the pack, we would probably take Scalding Cauldron, just for extra removal options. Bognati's not really great in our deck, even though we do have this Witch's Oven. Ferocity of the Wilds, eh? Yeah, these are some nice red cards. Human, non-human, human, non-human. She loves me not. She loves me not. Okay, I don't think this is really a Ferocity of Wilds deck. That being said, we only have 2 black cards, so we could still technically hedge into a different direction. White is a relatively likely direction. We could hedge towards green with this Garenbrig Paladin pickup. I think that probably makes the most sense. Or we could take a Fling as just like a little mini combo with Redcap melee. But I think Garenbrig Paladin is just a fine pickup here. Though obviously we want to stay playing a black deck. Wow. Oh my gosh. Now, we're definitely playing black now with these two great uncommons, but the question is, which one do we want? Oh gosh, this is tricky, because we're kind of a very mid-rangey deck. Oh my gosh, this is such a tricky pick. Okay, I'll just talk through my general thoughts that pop up immediately. Order of Midnight is like a nice aggressive threat. It's also a knight for if we get any knight synergies, and it also can get back Sir Conrad. Revenge of Ravens works well in our like kind of aggressive strategy, because if we can get our opponent low enough, they might just not be able to kill us, unless of course they mill us out or something like that. Definitely between those two, nothing else is even remotely close. One other noteworthy thing is that this card is a little bit easier on the mana. Order of Midnight, when you can't cast it with double black, is a little bit riskier. So if we're going to be playing a 10-7 mana base, this card might gain a little bit more value. Oh man, I am not sure what we're going to try and do here. This is really tricky. Because normally Revenge of Ravens is very good in more controlling shells, but the fact that it kind of like makes it so your opponent can never attack you means that you still get like automatic wins against the white decks of the format a lot of the time, because they don't have any food generation to gain life back. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 creatures right now. This is so tricky. I'm very inclined, I think my natural gut reaction was, oh, we want Order of Midnight because we're going to be kind of an aggressive deck, but we're more of a mid-range deck that has some burn options. I think we'll take the Revenge of Ravens. It's really close, though. That was like a really close pick. And now it's probably just Forever Young, just so we have late-game insurance against the mill decks, and also can give back Sir Conrad another way. Brimstone Trebuchet is a fine card as well. Bargain can be good, but I think we just want to prioritize getting our first copy of Forever Young. And now there's a Merchant of the Veil, which I'm not honestly a huge fan of. Tempting Witch doesn't really fit with our game plan, though. Ginger Brute can be okay, but we don't really have ways to buff it. Like if we had an equipment, I'd be much more likely to want to play this. Merchant can be like nice for like finding us our key cards. Reaper of Night can also do good work as like a mid-range tool. Our deck is ending up very mid-rangey, and we do need ways to get card advantage. So maybe we do want to take the Reaper of Night over the Merchant of the Veil. Yeah, agreed. This is actually a really close pick. I think Merchant of the Veil, Reaper of Night, and to a lesser extent Gingerbread are all kind of defensible. I think I'm just going to take the Merchant of the Veil because I would rather just get a red card because it's easier to cast. Now we can pick up a Barrow Witches to get back our Conrad. We have so many knights to get back. Barrow Witch is a fantastic addition to the deck. Definitely better than Bargain. Foreboding Fruit. Wow. Guide Mother gets no respect from the arena bots, but Foreboding Fruit will be nice for our deck. Now we get either a Bargain or a Fling. Bargain works nicely with the Raging Redcap, the Weaselback Redcap, just as a combat trick. Fling isn't really what we need. Let's just take the Bargain. We might not end up running it, but it's good to have access to. And now a Scarecrow we could potentially use. We'll get this Fling just in case we need it. Gingerbrute came back. There's also Memory Theft, but I like getting a Gingerbrute here. It has a lot of potential in our deck. We probably won't play it, but sometimes we might want that type of thing. Okie doke. Oh my gosh. This is a hard pack. Oh my gosh. This is one of the hardest picks. Like, these cards are both so good. Sir Conrad versus Clackbridge Troll, and there's also a Bacon to a Pie in the pack. Oh my gosh. Honestly, Sir Conrad is just so good, but I think Clackbridge Troll edges it out. It just gets you so much value or does so much damage. Wow, this is really tricky. Like, there's certain matchups where I'd rather have the Sir Conrad, especially because I have Barrow Witches to get it back. Oh my gosh. I think we got to go with the Clackbridge Troll, but it's so close. Like, these are both, like, really good cards. I think we're going to go with the Clackbridge just because it's, like, a very strong card, and it's probably better. But there are some worlds where you take Sir Conrad. Actually, there's probably not. It's probably, like, a close pick, but probably just correct to take the Clackbridge Troll. Now we can get another Forever Young if we want it. Or we could take, like, another Foreboding Fruit. I kind of like getting another Forever Young, though, to go with all my, like, great cards. We could also just take a 7 Dwarves if we need creatures. How many creatures do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can't really use a second Forever Young, I don't think. I think we just need more creatures. Let's just take this 7 Dwarves and hope not to have to play it. And now Brimstone Trebuchet over Golden Egg. We do have a lot of knights, so I think Brimstone Trebuchet is a nice little inevitability engine. Scorching Dragonfire is a great addition over Reaper of Night. And now we just need more 2-drops. Cauldron's Gift is interesting, though, because we can use this to get back Conrad, or Barrow Witches, or Clackbridge Troll. All 3 of those are pretty good targets. Yeah, ultimately, though, we already have better tools for getting stuff back. Let's just take the Jousting Dummy, bite the bullet, and get a 2-drop. There's a late Scalding Cauldron, also a Merchant of the Veil. Let's see, how much removal do we have? We have Red Cap Melee, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 removal spells. Let's just take the Merchant of the Veil. We need more creatures. Another Barrow Witches is excellent for us. I guess we'll pick up Giant Skewer. Another Brimstone Trebuchet or a Jousting Dummy. How many 2-drops do we have? I don't think we want to play this 7 Dwarves. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a lot of 3-drops. Let's just get another 2-drop. Yeah, not much really to choose between here. Wow, late Gingerbrute. I don't think we're playing it, but we already have a Gingerbrute in the sideboard, right? Yeah. Do we want the Dwarven Mine? I don't think it's worth it. We're going to be probably playing a 10-7 or maybe even 10-8. 10-8 sounds right with the double Merchant of the Veil. So we don't really want Gingerbrute or Dwarven Mine. Let's just take the Mine, though. Memory Theft could be okay. Okay, so I think our mana base is going to be 10-8. I kind of like that thought process, because we have a lot of heavy red stuff. But we have several double black cards we really want to cast on curve if possible. We're probably not a Witch's Oven deck, so I think we can safely cut that. And then we can probably just cut the Memory Theft. It's more of a sideboard card. Yeah, this is going to be our deck. I think it's pretty powerful. Good to see how Clackbridge Troll plays out. Whenever we draw it, we'll wonder that versus Conrad, because that'll be an interesting thought. I don't think we want Barge in. Clackbridge already has Trample, and that's our biggest non-human. There's also Fling as a potential combo with Clackbridge Troll, and also a combo with Weaselback Redcap, so maybe we could consider that. Maybe we do want Fling. It actually seems kind of appealing to me. How many creatures do we have? 12 creatures. So we want to cut a non-creature because we already have enough. We have enough creatures. Maybe we could cut Golden Egg for a Fling. Maybe Raging Redcap, because Raging Redcap, I mean, doesn't really have any synergies in our deck. Like, I guess you can get it back with Barrow Witches, but we don't have any buff spells for it. So maybe we would rather run 7 Dwarves over Raging Redcap, just as a 2-mana 2/2. How many 2-drops do we have? 1, 2, 3. I kind of want to get the Fling in there. Signpost Scarecrow can help with our mana a tiny bit. Oh, gosh. Yeah, let's try running this Fling over this Golden Egg and seeing what happens. It'll be an interesting thing to check for sure. Yeah, this is going to be our deck. Yeah, see you in the matches. I hope you enjoyed the drafting portion. Hello and welcome to round 1. We are going to keep this hand. It has a lot of early game, not much late game right now, but that's fine because we can draw our late game stuff now after we've already kind of established ourselves. We're going to start off with our jousting dummy because we want to get this thing traded off. We'll wait a second on the shield breaker. Definitely has some options here if they play like a Hengewalker. Merchant of the Veil. Sure. Now the real question is, do we just play the shield breaker for no value? So, they're a mono red deck so far. Mono red decks are likely to play Gingerbrute, Brimstone Trebuchet, and Hengewalker, so I think we wait. Green decks have Rosethorn Halberd and some food generation from like random sources. Oh. Let's just attack and trade these off. And now we can get rid of the shield breaker with the Merchant of the Veil and then get it back with our Barrow Witches. Honestly, I'm fine just waiting though. I don't think we need to discard anything. Our hand is pretty solid. Yeah, we'll wait to see what happens. Okay. So they play Elite Headhunter. Maybe we just discard... No, we're just gonna wait. Maybe we discard Shield Breaker. We can always get it back with our Forever Young. Reef Soul's a good answer to this guy. Oh, there's Fling. Nice. Don't want to cast Fling. Let's not get back anything. Let's just draw a card to try and find lands. I should have done that first. It would have been better to use Scorching Dragonfire on the Headhunter, I think. Oh. Monsieur Grumgully. Nice of you to drop in. And drop out equally quickly. Because, gosh darn, that's terrifying. Sir Conrad is going to be great once we get land. Oh, man. Our deck is performing decently. Okay. We now have Sir Conrad online. Thank goodness. If that had been a forest so they could outmuscle, I would have been terrified. Hope they don't Searing Barrage me. That'd be mean. Oh. That was brutal. That was a real mean thing to do, opponent. Okay. Yikes. Oh my gosh, that's terrible news. So this will make this into a 6/7 powered creature. And it's going to have Menace. So they'll attack me for 6. I might be able to kill them. So if they attack me for 7 here, plus 4, so that's 11 damage. I can block with this thing. I can chump here, take 7, fling this at that. Yeah, I think this is my best chance of winning. Oh no, because this gains trample. Right. Okay, so new plan. Oh. I did not do that math very well, some might say. Dang it, I forgot that this could give this Menace. I thought it was only going to give that Menace. And it looks like they have something in hand. So let's think. If I double block this... I can't really block this. This has trample, so I can't fling away from it. So, if I fling... So I'm in bad shape, basically. Yeah. Gosh darn it. Yeah, we screwed that up. I think we were in bad shape no matter what. I'm just... Yeah, this thing being a 6/6 was a real problem. Like, if I had flung Sir Conrad at this thing before it got the trample buff, my opponent would still have hit me for 7. Yeah, that's game. Oh, and welcome to round 2. This hand is pretty good. This hand got slightly better. We'll see how this performs. We'll just get the 2-drop out. We don't have a good opportunity to play it unless we played it on turn 4, and it could be relevant to get a couple points of damage in. And if it dies, we can get it back with Barrow Witches. If they use a Didn't Say Please on my Brimstone Trebuchet, I'll be pretty okay with that. This mill also sets up my Barrow Witches to be better, so... Oh my gosh, the brutality. Oh, that's an ouch. Thank you so much, Pugs on Chairs, for the follow. I appreciate it. They have so much mana up, but they're probably just going to use it on that. But I really do want to resolve my Clackbridge Troll. Huh. Dang it, they have a counter. They have a counter. Sneaky devil. Rats. They probably have a counter, but if they counter, then I can get something better with my Barrow Witches, hopefully. That's unlucky. Attack. I'll play with Merchant and Weaselback. Sure. Like, I'm just playing all the cheap spells that I would ever want to play now. And now I can just attack them for a little bit. Like, if they hold this up, I don't play Slaying Fire. That's like the only change in my game plan now. And I can just start discarding with Merchant of the Veil. If they use their Cauldron on my Merchant, I think I just discard this Swamp and then just use this guy. And if they use it on Weaselback, that's even better. Well, now I just have a sitting guy in there. I get back my Weaselback and everything. And they're in a spot where they can't really afford to hold up counter magic very well. Especially if this is their only counter magic. Let's go for this, sacrificing a swamp. If they have Runaway together, it's not a huge deal. Oh, and I don't even have to sacrifice a land. Nice. I'm just going to play this to have a threat out there. I think this game is going very well for us. We have this merchant to start discarding extra stuff. Okay, I think this mountain is kind of good in our spot, because Weaselback now is a huge threat. I'm not going to play around Lash of Thorns. Boom. Boom crackalacken. Wow! They're using card draw that hurts them at this time. At a time like this. Oh, that's rough. That's annoying. But not like unbelievably annoying, because we still have this guy as a mana sink. Let's end the turn. We'll hold up Searing Barrage. We don't have that many 2-drops that we could play. Anyway. Okay. I feel like I would have gotten back Reeve Soul if I was them. Okay, so they played that land that they've been holding forever. This does not have flash. Oh! Oh! Weaselback can return triumphant. Oh my gosh, never mind. We can just get Clackbridge back. We'll wait one more turn, make them use this Hypnotic Sprite as an attempted chump blocker. The Inquisitive Puppet! Oh my gosh! It's actually so annoying. Oh, it's so irritating here. Well, now we can make them burn their... we can make them burn their... run away together, I think. So we can spend 5 and then still have mana. Yeah, let's just go for it. They get to use their Hypnotic Sprite at long last. I think I want this guy on top, followed by Brimstone. Oh no, I should have gotten Brimstone because I could have played it immediately. Well, that was a mistake. Oh, that was such a mistake. I forgot that I had mana. Oh no. I forgot that I drew the card immediately. Oh man, if I'd gotten Brimstone back I would have just won. Okay. I have this game. I just have to wait for them to use their runaway together. And in response, I kill them. They did fight a good fight. They really battled this one out. Boom. Whew, that was a heck of a game. One heck of a battle, but we got the W, and we're headed to round 3. Oh, and welcome to round 3. That was a grueling round 2, but we have a great hand. 1-drop, 2-drop, Foreboding Fruit, Revenge of Ravens, and Scorching Dragonfire to back it all up. Unfortunately, we're on the draw, but that'll just make it more likely we hit our land drops. If you click the fox, it barks at you. That's hilarious. So tiny. Do it. I'm ready. I would describe that as not cool, bro. Your 1/2 effectively blocks my 1-1. Yikes. I'm actually fine trading here. Like, this guy's can't attack me, but can't attack unless defending player has 7 more cards in my graveyard. Okay, it doesn't have anything to do with my hand. It can block, though. For now. Thank you so much, Gwyn Fort, for the follow. I appreciate it. If they want to trade these off, I'll be fine with that. Okay, sure. They don't even block? Now that they don't have double blue up, I'm going to use this opportunity. Oh no, Forever Young. That's a big bummer right there. That's a no bueno moment. Oh man, Forever Young was going to be so good. Mad Ratter must die. We all know this to be true. So this thing cannot block. Maybe we should have used our removal in a different order. Like we should have used Dragonfire on that. Because then we would have been able to Reeve Soul like an Ironcrag Pyromancer if they had one of those. Sure. Get wrecked. We're just going to use our spells. Get rid of the Wolverine here. Unless they also have Hypnotic Sprite, which would suck for us. Really? Well, that's kind of good for us, actually. Like, I take that exchange. Especially because it means I get rid of that guy. That punk. That was, like, really good for us. So they're only, like, a partially mill deck, which is good for us, because we don't really want to face a non-partial mill deck. We'll offer the trade here, because we can't really afford to block this ever. And they currently can't use, Thrill of Possibilities. If you insist, opponent, I'll hit you for 7. I think this is the last land we want to play. We'll save the rest for Merchant. Hmm. So they milled one of my merchants, so I still have another merchant. Yeah, I knew they had that card. Why do they have a white mana? We don't know what was in their hand when they had the Ratter, so it's hard to say whether they punted or not. No, sad day. Ha ha, rewarded. Now we will trade these off because we can start attacking them. So we can get them low. No, you monster. Oh. Don't mind if I do. It's nice to see you, opponent. Would you like to pay the troll? Oh! Oh! Oh, the value! I knew this combo would work! La da da dee da 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 dee dum ba da. Ha da da dee, you pay the troll, you get burned for 8. Da 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 dum. That was awesome. Oh my goodness, that was exactly kind of what I foresaw when I put Fling in my deck, burning them for 8. I kind of thought they would like Charmed Sleep it or something, but that was awesome. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next round. Oh, and welcome. We are in a bit of a pickle on whether to keep this hand, but we are going to keep it on the draw. Because I believe we're going to even change our cat to the black cat to represent the fact that we want to draw swamps. Because the black cat will fuel our swamp drawing. I think we want to merchant to the Veil away the Embereth Shieldbreaker. We don't have to do it this turn. Because Mono Black doesn't have a ton of artifacts. It has a couple foods, but we'll generally want to be careful. Oh, well, that's a food maker. I'm fine with this outcome. Okay, Resolute Rider. I should have done that in a different order. I should have merchanted away the Jousting Dummy first, so if I hit a swamp I could play it. Oh, this is a nightmare. Wow, Covetous Urge is so good against me here. Like, what do I even get rid of? Probably the Clackbridge Troll. At least if they take revenge, I'll have time to find an answer. Or they could just take Clackbridge anyway. That crafty, crafty devil. I need to find a swamp. Hit me for 8, opponent. See if I care. I know he can take from graveyard, but I don't want them to get too much value. If they hit us for 8, we'll hit them back for 10. We'll fight them from the rooftops. Covetous Urge consistently wrecks me. Give me a swamp deck. I know you want to. Oh, goody. There we go. Clackbridge Troll, of course, has Trample. We will be obligated to feed our own Clackbridge Troll. Man, that Covetous Urge was irritating. Opponent took all the swamps. They just cleaned out the land container. Gosh darn it! Ah! I think we're dead. We have to feed this thing again. They attack with everything. I have to block this double. This double. This. That's good. Yeah, I'm dead. There's no way I can win this game. I can't deal with a Clackbridge Troll. That's supposed to be my opponent's problem. That was just a horrendous draw. Yeah. I didn't draw swamps, and I drew. Then after I'd already passed the point of needing swamps, I drew 4 in a row. Oh well. Hello, and welcome to round 5. Definitely keeping this hand. We've got all the tools we need in our toolbox. Dummies and witches. I was about to say, mill me, opponent, make my day. Give me Embereth's Shield Breaker. No? Okay. I see how it is. I see how it is, opponent. I mean, deck. All I asked you was for a simple, uncommon, and you denied me. Huh. Ah, the Lochthwain Gargoyle. Embereth's Shield Breaker is going to be very good this game. It might have been better to just force through 1 extra point of damage, to be quite honest. Okay, 100% holding up didn't say please, like 1,000,000%, or else they would have just played that. So if we assume one of their cards didn't say please. Oh. Or they just had 2 opts. Boom! Boom! Got in for that extra point of damage. Feels good, man. He may be tiny, but he is doing his best to contribute to the war effort. They cast 2 ops and still didn't hit a land. I think they topped with one of them at least. When your opponent's mana screwed holding up counter magic, that is when you can exploit them. Oh, please say they don't have a land. Oh, yes. You thought you had me, opponent. But the Barrow Witches save the day once again. Come back to Papa, Sir Conrad. Oh, yes. You thought you could get me, but you forgot to remember. What doesn't kill me makes me stronger. Okay, now they just have to hold up their, didn't say please the rest of the game. Welcome, Karis. Thanks for following the channel. I appreciate your support. Savvy Hunter, 100%, Sir Gajo. We're going to just kill their 2 Secret Keepers to prevent Runaway Together shenanigans and also to potentially get our Sir Conrad down. Boom. Opponent is in trouble. Like, they have to hold up 3 mana the rest of the game, or they just lose. I just realized that this isn't a cast trigger, this is a like resolution trigger. I should not have played that land. If they have black in their deck and they make me discard 2, I'm going to feel really stupid. They're just looking for so tinies at this point. Like, you have to be willing to use your removal aggressively against these decks to just kill like derpy 0-3s and 0-4 so you can pressure them with your smaller creatures. Perfect. That's game. Boom! That is how you play around counter magic. When your opponent's mana screwed and you're able to put a little bit of pressure on them, that's how you get them. Boom! So proud of that one, and I'll see you in the next round. Hello and welcome. We are going to keep this hand. This is round 6. Ooh, a white deck. Charge! Go, jousting dummy, go! Oh, you monster. Oh! Oh! The value! Get on my level! Ah! That was awesome. We're just gonna kill this Pathlighter. It can like enable some really stupid draws or turns. Well, I feel a little bit silly. Oh, protection from white. Yeah, never mind, I don't feel silly anymore. I cannot attack them. I wonder what they held up 4 mana for. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, like outflank potentially. If they do have a combat trick, at least we'll know about it. Ouch. I couldn't cast Conrad post-combat because I wouldn't have been able to attack. Okay, this is fine. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Interesting. If enough creatures trade off, I just win, so. They might have just been dead if I attacked with Conrad, but I think they're dead no matter what because of my Forever Young bringing back these 2 creatures. So. Yeah, they're just dead no matter what. Look at all this damage that happens just like... Boom! We got the win. Nice. Our deck is humming along, heading into round 7. Hello, and welcome to round 7. If we can get 2 wins in a row, we will be in platinum. I'm sure we'll get there eventually regardless, but it's just kind of a fun little milestone, playing against another blue deck. They also have the cat avatar. I mean the cat pet. But as they are not NicolaiBolas, they are not allowed to use the NicolaiBolas custom profile picture. We're just going to get this into play, because against a control deck, they kind of have to kill it. It also blocks the animating fairy. I do want to take a moment to say thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the stream. It's always fun to have folks hanging out. And, yeah, welcome. They're going to take the Barrow Witches, probably. I'm assuming, at least. What? Now, that is strange to me. Well, that was a great draw. We'll trade these off. They know about it, but... Hey. Thank you so much, Turtle MTG, for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome. I can actually double block this. It's risky and not worth it, but I could. Yeah, there's no way I'm ever blocking there. There's just too much that punishes it. Turn into a pumpkin, bake into a pie. So tiny. You think I would forget a ping? You, sir, are sadly mistaken. We're going to hold full control. To make sure we can respond to that trigger properly. Please don't have Lock Me, Your Serpent. I beg of you. Please. Don't do me like this. Oh, thank God. Whew. They did have the So Tiny last turn. I knew it! I think here we just hold up the double pump on the... No, we'll just draw 2. And we'll gain back a life. Not cool, but we at least got that out of their hand. And they milled some lands away. Perfect. So next turn we can kill this with our Searing Barrage. Sure. Have fun with your counterspell, opponent. Have fun with that. Weaselback Redcap? Going the distance? Thank you for tapping my mana like that. Why would it ever do that? It's like, we think you want to have a double black mana instead. You have 4 of each, so we will tap 2 reds there. Ooh, we got the win, though. And we're headed to the next round. And welcome to round 7. This one will determine whether or not... Actually, Maybe it's round 8. We're 5-2, I think. If we win this, we make it to platinum. And I think this is a mulligan. We have a couple 2-drops, and we have a Bear Witches, but we have only mountains. We don't have any of our most powerful cards, and this hand is far better. We are going to get rid of Merchant of the Veil. Actually, Searing Barrage. Going to take a trip. I think Merchant is going to be a fine card. We just want to have a creature early on. I'm immediately regretting it now. No, not really. I mean, honestly, getting up to 5 mana is a bit tricky. I don't think we have anything we want to discard yet. I think we'll just get the Merchant of the Veil into play. We just want to have pressure before we start casting our card draw. That's generally a good rule if you're an aggressive or aggressively tilted deck. We have Forever Young if they're Mono Blue Mill. Wishful Merfolk. Yeah, that's going to eat a Reef Soul, I think. Change of plan. That is going to eat a Scorching Dragonfire. The reason for that is because if they have a Merfolk Secret Keeper, we want to Reef Soul that. And I'm not sure if they're mill yet, so I kind of want to hold on to this Forever Young for a sec. Sure. Wow, they are going off with their draw 2 synergy cards. If they double block here, I'm pretty okay with that. This turn I'll just crack my food, and then I'll play Revenge of Ravens. And they might not be able to win anymore. Unless they're a mill deck. They are a mill deck. I'm glad I kept hold of this Forever Young. If they play this Secret Keeper. Oh gosh. All of the ouches. This is a good point. I think we might not even want the Revenge of Ravens. I apologize for my cough. Not sure why, but it hurts me a lot more than it hurts you, I assure you. I've had it for a while. I'm trying to get rid of it if I can. Sure. I wonder if they'll forget this has reach. We're going to Reef Soul this 100%. They do forget it has reach. Nice. Yep, there's the oops I expected. Oh, yes. Oh, right. It just screws me like that. It doesn't put the trigger on the stack if I don't hit full control. Well, I messed that up. I done messed up, folks. Let's see how much it costs me. So I missed out on a point of damage, and also they get to hit me now. Sure. I don't really think of those as punts, cornball, because they were like, it was like a error in clicking, kind of. You know what I mean? Well, that was a nice little 1-2 punch. And if they sacrifice a thing, they also take a damage. I wonder why they wouldn't block with a goat. There's another damage. How many creatures do I have? 1, 2. Only 2 damage worth of burn. Okay, we have them dead, like, basically next turn, I think. Like, they did scry a card to the top, but I don't think it could be anything too scary in mono blue. Did they forget again? That's actually really funny. Oh my gosh. The fact that it happened twice is like, makes it way funnier. Poor opponent, yeah. Just not where you want to be. So they have to chump, which does another point of damage. And then I can pick up 2 creatures with my Forever Young. And ping them, so that's game. Oh, I thought when you said punt, I thought you were saying I punted by not getting that extra ping in. So now the funny part is if they counter this with like a didn't say please. Definitely want Weasel back, of course. Oh, they have the golden egg, so they're not actually technically dead. Boom! Oh, the sickest! Oh, we milled both creatures. It wouldn't have mattered, but that was kind of a cool way to end it. Because, like, we were going to be able to ping them twice with our catapult. Oh, my goodness. We got into platinum! Ah! We were 2-2 with this deck. And now we're... Are we 6-2? Is this the finals? The final round? Coming up? Winner go home? Oh, my goodness. Exciting stuff, and I'll see you in the finals. Oh, and welcome. We are in the boss fight of our lives. I'm pretty sure this is the guy that always has, like, 100 trophies on Magic Online. The username looks familiar. Of course, they have Lovestruck Beast on turn 1. Oh, man, this is going to be a good battle. A bitter fight. If we win this, we get max wins and all the glory. If we... Oh, my gosh. Our Revenge of Ravens is going to be sweet. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. This is so... Oh, my gosh. Couldn't we have been on the play? That's all I wanted. At least we're going to hit our land drop. And they can't play Lovestruck Beast if they want to also attack us with Ginger Brute. Not that it matters. We're going to do this to try and look for Embereth Shieldbreaker. No Embereth Shieldbreaker. Oh no. That is bad. That is, as they say in the business, quite bad. Ugh. Oh no. If we'd been on the play, we might have been able to stabilize, I will say. As it is, we're just dead to removal. As it goes, much of the time. Of course. Just give me Embereth Shieldbreaker. Just Embereth Shieldbreaker's enough. Dang it. Can you imagine if we had drawn Embereth Shieldbreaker? That would have been great. Sad day. Oh my gosh, this is the dumb stuff we lose to. The like powered up, tall as a beanstalk Ginger Brute. Oh my gosh. If they hadn't had Love Struck Beast in their opening hand, or we'd been on the play, we could have won. Oh, so sad. Or if we'd drawn Embereth Shieldbreaker, that would have been a glorious, glorious outcome. Well, we did end up getting into Platinum before we lost, which is the clutchest of wins. I expected nothing less from our deck. If you did make it all the way into the end of the video, in the comment section down below, leave a hashtag clutch wins, because we got all the wins when we were at 2-2, and it was pretty sweet. If you did enjoy the video, remember to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, click that bell so you don't miss any future videos, and leave a comment if you have any questions. If you would like to support the channel directly, you can do so via the affiliate link, or by supporting me directly on my Patreon, patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. Get access to tons of cool rewards, one of which is being put in the credits of videos if you support at the credits level. So thank you so much to all of my patrons. I really do appreciate all you folks, and I appreciate everyone, at the credits level and all other levels. That's going to do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you next time.